What are lectins and why they are causing illnesses, diseases, and leaky gut? Have you ever heard of lectins and wondered why they're causing illnesses, diseases, and even contributing to the infamous leaky gut syndrome? In this video, we'll dive deep into the world of lectins, exploring their impact on our health and separating fact from fiction. Let's uncover the truth together. What are dietary lectins? Dietary lectins, also known as plant hemagglutinins, are proteins present in all plants that have an affinity for carbohydrates. These proteins play a protective role for the plant in its natural environment but can pose challenges for human digestion. When consumed in their raw and uncooked state, they pass through the digestive system without alteration. Upon reaching the small intestine, they have the potential to bind to receptors on the lining of intestinal cells, potentially leading to damage. Certain plant-based foods such as legumes, wheat, seeds, nuts, and some fruits and vegetables contain higher concentrations of lectins. Different cooking and preparation methods can help reduce the lectin content in these foods. The levels of them in beans like kidney beans can vary significantly based on factors such as the cultivation region, bean maturity, and plant variety. This variability makes it challenging to accurately predict the precise lectin content in plant-based foods. Food high in lectins. Approximately 1/3 of our food contains lectins, encompassing legumes, wheat, seeds, nuts, as well as certain fruits and vegetables. In their raw, unprocessed state, many foods exhibit elevated lectin levels, which subsequently decrease to safe levels through cooking. Among these foods, red kidney beans stand out for having the highest lectin content when raw, ranging from 20,000 to 70,000 hemagglutinating units. Extensive research involving 32 different lectin-containing plant foods revealed that, with the exception of Nigella seeds 26 How, broad green beans 26 How, and tomatoes 104 How, no detectable levels of lectins remained after cooking. Importantly, these remaining levels fall within the safe range. The list of tested foods includes bell peppers, eggplant, green beans, peas, potatoes, sugar peas, sugar snaps, tomatoes, barley, 20 distinct beans, legumes, and lentils, 4 types of quinoa, various seeds, and wheat. Each lentil or legume underwent a soaking period of 10 to 12 hours, followed by boiling for 30 to 60 minutes. The study also provides varying cooking times for other plant foods. Notably, 18 food items initially contained high lectin levels before cooking, including beans, lentils, and potatoes. What if a seemingly healthy food could be secretly causing health issues? Well, stay tuned and share your thoughts in the comments below. How are they causing illnesses, diseases? Lectins pose a risk when consumed in their raw or undercooked form, with documented cases of food poisoning occurring worldwide. As few as 3 or 4 raw kidney beans can lead to pseudo-hypoaldosteronism toxicity, resulting in symptoms such as nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea shortly after ingestion, followed by recovery in 3 to 4 hours. Consuming raw beans can also cause red blood cells to clump together, a phenomenon absent when beans are boiled for at least 10 minutes. Animal studies have revealed that raw beans and raw bean flours can induce intestinal alterations, including reduced enzyme activity, microvilli changes, and damage due to pseudo-hypoaldosteronism toxicity. These effects do not manifest when lectin-rich plant foods are cooked using specific methods. Human studies involving cooked whole beans do not indicate the same intestinal changes observed in animal studies with raw lectin consumption. Benefits. Research has unveiled the potential benefits of consuming foods rich in lectins. Cooked legume lectins have shown anti-proliferative activity against various cancers in animal studies. Diets abundant in legumes and whole grains have been linked to reduced inflammation markers in both animals and humans. Beans and other lectin-rich plant foods are valuable sources of protein, carbohydrates, prebiotic fiber, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. This nutrient combination aids in lowering insulin and blood glucose levels. Extensive human studies have highlighted the advantages of incorporating lectin-rich foods like whole grains, nuts, and legumes into diets for managing conditions such as type 2 diabetes, heart health, blood pressure, and inflammation. Are lectins bad for your gut? When consumed in their raw state, they can pose a threat to your gastrointestinal health. They have the potential to inflict harm upon your intestines and may even disrupt the absorption of essential minerals such as zinc, calcium, phosphorus, and iron. It's important to note that poor gut health and intestinal damage are frequently precursors to autoimmune diseases. In practice, the likelihood of ingesting a significant amount of active lectins from raw, lectin-rich foods is quite low. They are sensitive to heat and easily dissolve in water. Foods naturally abundant in lectins often have an unpleasant taste when uncooked, which serves as a protective mechanism. Traditional methods of preparing dry beans typically involve prolonged soaking and boiling, which effectively reduces the levels of active lectins to negligible amounts. Canned beans have already undergone this cooking process and contain low levels of lectins. When consumed properly, lectins are not generally harmful to most individuals. Lectins and leaky gut. The cells lining our digestive tract, often referred to as intestinal cells, have a natural function of absorbing water and essential nutrients from the food we consume, transporting these crucial elements into our bloodstream and various bodily systems. When the gut becomes more permeable, colloquially known as a leaky gut, it can allow a greater passage of water, nutrients, and potentially harmful substances. When a genetic predisposition combines with a leaky gut, it can serve as a catalyst for the initiation and progression of autoimmune conditions such as type 1 diabetes, rheumatoid arthritis, and lupus. This connection has been suggested by research. Studies have indicated that maintaining adequate levels of vitamin D can protect the integrity of the intestinal wall, while stress can exacerbate gut permeability. Various stressors, including burns, chronic alcohol consumption, and infections, can contribute to increased intestinal permeability. This in turn allows the passage of bacteria beyond the intestinal barrier, potentially triggering an abnormal immune response. This immune response may lead to inflammation, tissue damage, and the onset or exacerbation of autoimmune disorders. According to research findings, lectins may pose issues for a subset of the population, ranging from 8 to 15%. Typically, these issues are observed alongside documented intolerance to foods rich in lectins. Therefore, it is advisable that if you experience symptoms of intolerance, such as bloating, gas, or physical discomfort, you consider reducing or eliminating lectin-rich foods from your diet. This adjustment may be necessary if your immune system reacts negatively to lectins, making you part of the population susceptible to such responses. Food safety. Ingesting raw or insufficiently cooked lectins, which are most commonly found in legumes, poses a risk to individuals, potentially resulting in foodborne illness and harm to intestinal cells. The process of cooking foods rich in lectins diminishes the lectin content to a minimal or non-existent level, rendering them safe for the majority of people. The consumption of lectin-containing foods has been linked to the prevention of cancer progression, management of type 2 diabetes, promotion of heart health, regulation of blood pressure, and reduction of inflammation. Lectins are present in foods that offer numerous established health advantages and serve as valuable nutrient sources. Presently, the benefits of consuming lectin-rich foods outweigh the associated risks. If you exhibit signs of intolerance following the consumption of lectin-rich foods, it is advisable to consider reducing or eliminating them from your diet with guidance from a registered dietitian. You might not need to eliminate all lectin-containing foods, but rather specific types. Thanks for tuning into this eye-opening exploration of lectins. If you found this video informative, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel Emerald Plant Holistics for more insightful content.